my fist, counting every call that I miss, and then I look up at the
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh.
What up, guys? FN FOREX right here. So, who is FN FOREX? I want you guys to, be able to relate with me. I want you guys to know who I am as a person. Then, my childhood, like who am I, right? My full story is gonna be a moment of me talking about moments which I had forgotten, moments that have passed. Me growing up as a child and to where I am today, right? And why am I doing this? I'm doing this to motivate a lot of people. Probably you know FN FOREX today. Maybe you have known FN FOREX for 1 month. Maybe you have known FN FOREX for the past 4 years, by the way. But you probably have not known FN FOREX from birth, right? So I want to give you the details of my story. But first of all, who am I? My personality, what I like, right? I'm somebody who is passionate about learning. I'm somebody who is very positive. I like positive energy around me. And I'm somebody who believes in learning from my mistakes. I'm somebody who believes in, mistakes as lessons, you get. And I think that's one thing that has pushed me to the level where I am today, right? I turn negativity to positivity, always, anytime. Because that's what keeps me going. But now about my story, childhood, right? Let's start from my childhood. I was born on the 29th of November 1998. How was life like when they gave birth to me? Probably I'll need to call my mom to give more details on that. But I can clearly recall life wasn't the best for me. When my mom gave birth to me, just to give you guys a hint, I think my mom would give more details on this. But probably she might not get the details like this. But I remember my mom telling me a story of, how she gave birth to me on that fateful Sunday. She was going to the hospital without having all the necessities that is needed for a mother who is about to give birth. And now, why? Lack of finance, right? That was how life was. That was how bad life was when my mom gave birth to me. But today the story is different. Probably you don't know that, but I think this is going to be like a motivation to everyone out there, everyone struggling, no matter the level where you are now. So for the childhood, I'll just let my mom do the talking. I don't know how detailed she's going to go, but I'll just give her a call. Then I'll explain to her. I mean, it's my first YouTube video. I want to start it this way, and I think she'll probably be in a better position to, explain how it all started from my childhood, primary school, secondary school, and even when I got into the university, right? So we are going to have I'm going to have an interview with her to give us details, like the information we need from her. So let me give her a call. Hello. Okay, good evening.
Good evening, boss.
Yeah, I'm actually doing my first YouTube video, right? And FN FOREX. People know FN FOREX. A lot of people are able to relate with FN FOREX, but they probably don't know how my childhood was, right? I want you to give details of how my childhood was like, so that I know we did not really come from the level we are now. It's not the level we were back then, and there are a lot of people in that situation, right? I think my story is going to motivate them. So I want you to be the one to, give them details how my childhood was like, right?
Yeah.
From birth.
Okay. Actually, to start with, I will go right to the day when I was pregnant, preparing to give birth to you. Actually, you were born in the month of November, November 29. That's your date of birth. On that fateful Sunday, it was a Sunday. Sunday morning, I got up. I never expected, because you came earlier than the time I was expecting, than the date earlier than the date they gave me in the hospital. So that fateful Sunday morning, I got up. I had some beans in the house that I was thinking, what am I going to eat today? So I went and made my fireside, and the pot of beans was on the fire, boiling. I was actually preparing to cook and eat before midday. So by 11 a.m., labor started. I started feeling some labor pains. So I wasn't still thinking that I was going to give birth that day, because actually I did not prepare. There was just nothing. My husband, that is your father, gave me some little money that I should start my preparation, preparing for the baby that week. So I went to the market and picked just a few things that did not even relate to what the baby would dress. It was just the emergencies that would take me into the labor room. So I wasn't expecting, and the labor started. So God being who He is, I had to give birth that day. I was still in the house struggling, but it happened to show that there was no way I will resist that labor till the next day, that was Monday, to even pick a few things from the market. So I had to rush to the hospital. On getting into the hospital, the baby was already pulling out. The baby was already putting his way out. I just entered the labor room, and the baby was out within 5 minutes. 5 minutes of me inside the labor room. So that is how sharp that day passed. So I came back home with nothing. I was just managing to dress you up. You were a very bulky child, very bulky baby. You were growing very fine. Nothing, but just with nothing. Just totally with nothing. And that was a year that we were supposed to build our own house. We're constructing our own house. I started working by molding the sun-dry blocks. So after that, just 1 month, many people around me they never knew I had already given birth. So I had to carry you to the site where they were raising the house. I started walking. You were being put in the bath. So people were passing there asking me, "Madam, you already put to bed? Madam, you don't already born?" I said, "Yes, I don't born." Until you didn't hear the work, I said, "Mommy, I will do how?" Until they had to raise up the house. So that was it. After that, we had to struggle. By the time you got to the age of 5, you did not even go to the nursery school. Because lack of finance. How could I raise about 25,000 in those days to pay your fees in the nursery school? So I had to just wait until you were 5 years old. I enrolled you into the primary 1. So you were there. We were just struggling together. You were just an average pupil in the primary school. I was struggling to see that you cope with your academics in the primary school to the level at which I was changing from one school to the other. I changed you to about 3 schools, about 3 primary schools. There was one time you were enrolled in Star Multipurpose, just because I was seeing that the other school wasn't, their input wasn't a good one for you to pick up the way I was expecting. And that was it. And you finally got into the secondary school. That was a college. By that time, I had started struggling, trading in Nigeria, buying a few things from Kumba, Douala, selling in the market, main market. So you were all the support with me in the market. After schools, for me, not letting you go wayward in the quarter, you will meet me in the market. So that is how you built up your business career. Yeah, so you grew up actually economically. You were one of the child that could support me in the market in every area. You understand?
Yeah.
You understand? So you were always there with me. And so when you enrolled into the secondary school, that is focused on when there was a Njangi at the back market there. That I became a member of that Njangi just because of your school fees. And in that Njangi, they knew me as Mami October. October will never cross that. They have not given me that 100 and something thousand francs for the first deposit, the first installment for your fees. And that was it. And while in Form 1, you picked up another level of academic. Yeah, because during the first term, I came to school, I saw your results, your report cards. It was showing 16 point something average. I was just like, it wasn't nervous. I said, okay, that is God doing. And you built, you are skilled in capturing your performance in school, so much so that you never repeated any class in the secondary school. And that was it in 2016 when the crisis started in Bamenda. You were in the lower seat, just the first term in lower seat.
Yeah.
And with all the schools were closed for the strike, and the whole Bamenda was locked up. All the schools in Bamenda were locked up for strike, and you were at home. You were at home for the whole of that year. The next academic year now, we were just contemplating will school actually start. And that was the year you were supposed to be in the upper seat to write the advanced level. I quite remember I told you that, Nevis, I am not sure if you register this advanced level, you'll be able to make it. You told me that, Mommy, I am going to register. And I started picturing, right now, I picture the way you used to be on that table, on the table and the chair, in this house, reading and preparing to write the advanced level. When you were reading, that was when I was thinking of going back to school also. So I was scared of the effort you actually put in reading. I was scared of going to school back. And I told myself that if this is the way one has to read in school before coping, then it means that I cannot. The seriousness was too much in such a way that I was just so scared about going back to school. And you made it a flying colors that year. 4 papers. Yeah. Yes, 4 subjects in the advanced level, including economics. Yeah. Geography, history.
Economics. Yeah. Computer.
Yeah, computer, ICT. So we were now preparing for you to go into the university. Can you remember I told you that I want you out of this Bamenda because of this crisis?
Yeah.
You said you don't want to go anywhere. I insisted and said, go to the University of Chang. You said, no way, you are going to the University of Bamenda. So we dragged until you were enrolled. So while the University of Bamenda, now you became somebody else. You concentrated so much. So I was not able to support you fully in the university because I can remember, if I can raise 10,000 francs to say this is for you, for your shopping, I think that's all. And I will tell you that is all. You have to learn how to manage. So it got to the extent where you came one day and met me in the market and you were telling me that you want to buy an umbrella. So I don't know if I actually gave you the money for the umbrella. You struggled and had something. During the end of year 1. Yeah. So you came and told me that you are doing some work in the university in the ENS street. So I was only hearing, being so ignorant of what the university looked like, I could not understand what you were doing. I was just telling you to be careful. Just be careful, boy. Just be careful. Don't get yourself involved. By the time you came to the house, there was a laptop that one of my in-laws dashed me.
Yeah.
That laptop wasn't really functional. The capacity of that laptop was not the one you could use for anything. But you had to try. You were working. At one time, you came and said we should get a desktop. We tried and we got one. You started working on it. I am saying all this in relation to what you are today. At this level, I am talking in relation to what you are today.
Yeah.
Because you started working on the computer in the house. In the house. And when I sleep at night, I will get the noise that the computer is giving in the house. I say, no. What is it, Nevis, with noise in the house? The electricity, I will not be able to pay bills. We were always having problem because of that. I don't know if you can remember.
Yeah.
So we were just dragging and dragging. At one time, you packed that computer. Because I said I will not continue to see you doing that. I will not be able to pay bills. So that was it. I don't know how it got to the level at which you worked and you finally bought a laptop by yourself and you started working.
Yeah, that was during that period of online registration. Yeah, I finally got a laptop.
That was during the period of online registration, I think. Yes. And to go back again, remember when we were in the market, when you were still in the primary school, the year you were preparing to go into Form 1 in the secondary school. Yeah, I had bought some egusi and stored them to sell during the December period.
Yeah.
You were the one who sold about 4 packs of egusi that I kept. So you advised me that we should buy a wheelbarrow, which I bought. You were using the wheelbarrow. After some time, you were selling salt in the bucket. When you go and buy, the capital I gave you was just to buy 1 bag of salt.
So from then I went to
sell salt all around. I'm still to come to that. By the time you were selling toilet tissues, you were already a big boy now.
Yeah.
Because you sold salt, you were selling my egusi. After that, you were the one supporting in the store. You were the one selling and playing my njangi. You were the one who were contributing my njangi when I traveled.
Yeah.
And all the stuff. So by the year you were in the university, in the secondary school, I mean to say, you were selling toilet tissues. You go all around Commercial Avenue, Food Market, Quen. You will come back and explain to me the areas you have moved through. I will say, no, boy, we shouldn't be going far. I was scared you will get yourself into trouble in town. But God being so kind, you did all that. You moved all around the town. You came back. You were safe.
Okay, thank you.
So that was the stage of your primary school into secondary school.
Secondary school, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now, one other question. Okay, when I started learning how to trade, I was on my laptop most at times. I was on my laptop. So what were your thoughts? Like, okay, you normally know that most youths that are always on their laptop, they're always into a particular something.
Problem because during break, because you actually had a phone, but when you were going into the university, that's when you had a phone. The first phone was your year 1 in the university. So during breaks, during holidays, you will come and be with me in the market. I will keep talking and scoring at you that what is it that you are always on your phone? You're always on your phone. In the house, you're on the laptop. You leave this thing. And I was scared. What was on my mind was that this child, if don't join scamming, you don't join scamming. You want being a scammer for that university. I was so scared, so worried. You remember there are times that I used to leave town, come and spend the weekend with you in Bambili. And you will not understand why I used to do that. So I tell you that I was coming to stay around with you to monitor your movement, to see the type of things you do there. But I was just so pleased the day I came, we spent the weekend, and I was fortunate to meet your landlady. I met your landlady that day. She told me that, Madam, God bless you with this wonderful picking. this day they go up and down, this speaking the ever day for the house. So from that day, I held my peace.
Mm-hmm.
From that day, I held my peace. When that woman told me that. So that is it. My fear was that you shouldn't go wayward. You shouldn't join scamming, the so-called scamming. Because I don't know what is called scamming. Until I started saying that it wasn't actually the scamming. And that wasn't enough, because after some time, even when you were graduating from the university, remember I called you one day and told you that, Nevis, I hope you are not into scamming. I hope you are not into scamming. You said, Mommy, I am not into a thing like that. And I can remember you were always struggling to explain to me what is Forex. You took time to explain to me. So I realized that you have dedicated yourself to explain this thing to me, even if I don't understand it. So I told myself that if this thing was the so-called scamming that I'm thinking about, then this child will not be struggling to explain something to me. Where will he gather all this material, these informations to be explaining to me if actually he is into scamming? So that's when I started having my beats. That is when I started being fine. Until I am seeing you progressing from one level to another.
Okay. One last question.
To where we are today.
Okay. So one last question. Are you proud of where I am today? And how do you feel being the mother of FN FOREX?
My God, so proud. I'm so proud.
Thank you.
To thank God that I am enlightened to the level that I can explain some basics about the FN FOREX. I can explain some basics about Forex trading, actually.
Okay.
We thank God for that.
Thank you. I mean, I think you have given us all the answers that we needed. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for being the best mother and the best mentor.
I'm proud to be your mother.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Okay, so I mean, she has explained everything. Where do I start from again? She has literally said everything, like the whole story, my childhood, primary school, secondary school, university, when I started learning how to trade. That was her reaction. So now let's come back to me, right? How did I do it? How did I survive this period, this moment? Like I said earlier, who am I? I'm somebody that learned from my mistakes. I'm somebody that is very positive. I turn negativity to positivity all the time, and I am eager to learn, right? I'm eager to learn. So, Forex trading. How did Forex trading come about? Like you heard my mom saying, at the end of level 1, I started online registration. I came to the market. I told her I wanted to get an umbrella. Being at EN Street, you cannot just be there with the sun and the rain. You need an umbrella, then probably a table. You can get started, right? So that was how I got started. Online registration at EN Street, registering students back then, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. But because of my marketing skills I learned, I was able to, have a target. Being on that road, I'm targeting professional schools in the University of Bamenda, right? So immediately schools were starting, I'll look for the CCs of these particular schools. I get to relate with them. I tell them, okay, online registration maybe is 2,000. I might do it for you guys for 1,000 or 1,500. And again, you don't need to bother coming to the roadside. You don't need to bother coming to EN Street, right? I'll come to your class. We do everything there in order. I print all your receipts and everything, and I bring to you. That was just my marketing skills, right? I guess part of the things I learned from my mom, you get. So I actually succeeded, on that road. Many people look at that online registration like something that is for the low class or for like struggling people, you get. But I mean, I was there to, experience how it is like, and, have that feeling of me making my own money. Because during that holiday, I could still go to my mom's shop and I sit there, and, I'm selling. You know how we do it. At the end of the day or at the end of the week, you have like 5,000 or something. You have something in your pocket, definitely. But I decided to know beyond that road, right? Do that online registration, get my own money, getting my first laptop, starting actually learning how to trade. You get that was 2019. That was October, November 2019 when the schools were about to resume. You get. So from then, the highest thing that has kept me consistent is the fact that I want freedom. You get. I want that freedom to travel the world. Like just this year, I've traveled to 3 countries already. But it is 5 years back, that was a dream. You get. I wanted that freedom to, get what I want. We are talking about the shoes, the dresses. I'm gone past that. I was gone past that level long ago. I can purchase any shoe or any dress I want, right? It's just all about, you asking yourself what you really want, right? And you need the finance to actually get what you want. And what can give you that finance? That was where I was asking myself these questions. What do I do when I leave the university? Because probably, yes, going to the university is good, right? I've learned a lot of things from the university. You get. It has built me, right? But now, after that university, I'll ask myself, what do I do when I get my first degree? The only answer that comes to me is do masters. Okay, what do I do after masters? And now I start looking at people who have had that masters with good grades. I mean, grades that I'm not sure I'll be able to have. But people that have gotten that masters with good grades, they end up around. Those people don't live Bambili. I mean, that was for my study. Those people don't leave that university premises. They end up either as bikemen, they end up either as maybe callbox, something, they'll look for something, or they start selling, they start a business, something small, you get, which is okay. I mean, that was the best, that's the best they could do for themselves. But that was not what I wanted for myself, right? So I had to go online and search for digital skills. There are a lot of digital skills which you can do. There are a lot of digital skills which I have started and learned to a certain level. Me finally taking Forex to another level doesn't mean that was the only digital skill I started. Because back then, it was not just Forex. I was just, asking that question, how do I make money from home, from the comfort of my home on my laptop? If YouTube was able to bring back your search from way back, you will see my search, how to make money online, how to make money from the comfort of your home. Those things, how to make money, ways to make money without your location being a barrier. Because I know very well that being in Cameroon, we have some barriers, but there are still ways you could help yourself being in Cameroon, being in wheresoever, right? So those were the questions I asked myself. I got into freelancing. I got into drop shipping, right? Before even coming to Forex was one of the last. Forex was one of the last. Because I actually went through graphic designing. Those who know Fuse Studio, I was actually part of Theophile's class one time way back on graphic designing. If you ask him, he's going to tell you. Forex was not yet even included back then. I studied graphic designing. I tried doing logos on Fiverr. The niche was too much. I went to article writers. I seek advice from people who were already on Fiverr. I have one of my very first mentors that is in Cameroon now. I call him my mentor, but he's not my mentor in Forex. He's my mentor in the freelancing space, right? He was the one that actually held my hand, told me what I needed to do. Everything about every platform, anything you want to do, there'll always be somebody that is ahead of you that is going to guide you. You always need a mentor, right? So he actually helped me out with the freelancing, the freelancing part of things. I struggled there before finally switching to Forex. You get? And even after switching to Forex, like I always say, I did not know any Cameroonian. It's not like there was somebody I don't want to acknowledge that person. Truth be told, I did not know any Cameroonian, no Cameroonian that was a trader when I actually started. No one. I only had me, Boris, that's Borado FX, that's in Limbe, my friend, and Semano FX, That's my friend that was in Dubai with him. He came from UK. 3 of us. These were the 3 of us that started. Then we had Maxwell. Maxwell is now in Bafusam, managing a borehole company there, which we are shareholders with that particular company. So we started in a group as four of us, right? And the person who brought this idea to us was Semano FX. So I'll always give him the credit for bringing the idea. You get? So this idea, he actually brought this idea when we were still in secondary school. You know, that period of crisis, we are struggling with school, and you know, he was one class ahead of us, so he was already in university. So he talked about trading and showed us some books. He was our discipline master's child, so he used to live in school. So he talked about trading back then. Fast forward, came now to the university, level 1, we did not talk about trading. My whole level 1 as a university student, what I used to do to try to get money was betting. Some people ask me about betting. Let me try 1xbet. Trading is the same like betting. I'll tell you for a fact, trading is not the same like betting, right? I am not saying it out of ignorance. I have been a gambler. When I was in level 1, I was a gambler. I'll go to class with my new A4 paper and a pen. If you look on that particular A4 paper, you see matches I have drawn for the day and their time. Anything I do, I take it very serious. I used to have that paper at the back of my pocket. You get? But that one did not work for me, right? So I finally stopped gambling as a whole. I deleted the apps on my phone as a whole because it was simply taking my small 5,000, 10,000 allowance they used to give me. So trading coming in now, well, I saw trading like an opportunity, right? I saw trading like an opportunity. And again, how did I get my inspiration, right? Like I said, there was no trader around. There was no trader around me. But how did my friends and I get that inspiration? We got that inspiration from South African traders, not the Nigerian traders we even know today. South African traders. We will talk about the godfathers of trading in Africa. We call South African names, right? So we actually saw those people as role models. If they're able to do it, then we can also do it. The only risk we were taking was that, well, no Cameroonian has succeeded in trading. Or we have not seen, let me not say no Cameroonian has succeeded. We have not seen any Cameroonian that has succeeded. So we are just basically taking this risk. So, you know, well, if South Africans could succeed, then we can also do it, right? So, did we pay for mentorship from the first? No. Like I said, a man introduced trading to us. He was already studying trading before we even thought of it, right? So he gave us some books. We know how when you bring ideas to your friends, you know, they don't really take that idea tight. You don't get that zeal to push, right? But the moment where, you know, we started taking it serious, he also became very serious in the crowd. He gave us books. We started reading. You know, since he was already ahead of us, little things that we need, maybe little things that we face difficulty with, he guides us, right? But at the end of the day, we were all into YouTube University. If there's one thing I'll tell you for free, you can learn anything on YouTube. The only thing is that it's going to take time. The only thing is that you're going to have a lot of materials. You don't know which one is more valuable, but you can learn anything from YouTube. So we started on YouTube. 6 months into trading, studying on YouTube. I still have videos when I started my very first YouTube video. I was watching a 4-hour video on my table with my A4 paper and my pen. I think I still have pictures on that. Probably will use it on the screen. You're going to see that. So watching those YouTube videos, 6 months into trading, it was going. I mean, we actually saw the possibilities of making money in trading. That's one good thing with trading. When you get into trading, you see the possibilities of making money. You see the possibilities of learning from your mistakes, right? But now, there was one thing we and you know, personally for me, there was one thing I kept on hearing. You cannot succeed in trading without a mentor. You cannot succeed in trading without a mentor. So I said, okay, you know, let's try to get a mentor. I got a mentor, still a South African trader, a renowned one at that, and my experience was not the best, right? Because after I paid for mentorship, I did not get the attention I needed. A mentor is somebody you can call at any time. Like, I mean, my students, at least not now, I can handle all of your calls. I can handle all of my students. Anytime you call me, I will pick. There are times you can write me, I will not respond, probably a lot of messages, but if you call me, I must speak. But I do not have that attention from the person I actually paid for him to be like my mentor. So I just had to go back and reason, okay, maybe I should start learning from my mistakes. What am I actually doing wrong? Like, what am I doing wrong, right? I started learning from my mistakes, from risk management to, revenge trading with psychology, and all this stuff that actually affects you as a beginner. It also affects me. It used to affect me, right? But one thing I'll tell you for free is, once these things affect you, don't let them affect you more than 3 times. Once it affects you the first time, learn from your mistakes. It might still come the second time because we are humans. Still learn from that mistake. If it comes the third time, always make sure you're writing it down and writing the date, right? It's just a matter of time. You are going to surpass all those challenges of psychology and, not following your plan, not following your risk management and all those stuff. You get? So that is it. Mentor did not work out for me. I had to go back to learning from my mistakes, trading my small capital, trading VIX. Somebody just asked me today, why don't I trade indices? I used to be an indices trader. Indices gave me a lot of money back then. But why did I stop trading indices? We are talking about the VIX 75, boom and crash and stuff like that. There are some people that actually still trade that. I personally don't trade that. I personally stopped trading that. Why? I wanted to be an expert. I wanted to be a professional in the foreign exchange market. The foreign exchange market, that is the forex market. The boom and crash and all that, they are not in the foreign exchange market. They are not part of the foreign exchange market. You get? Those things are merely simulations. Technical analysis works. So with technical analysis, you could still make money from there. But the zeal and the passion I had to become a professional financial analyst, right? A financial analyst, a financial expert, right? I had to stop trading the indices, focus on forex, the forex currency pairs, the USD, the GBP and all that. If you want to trade indices, as you're trading the NAS, if you want to trade stocks, as you're trading, the Apple and so on and so forth, things that are related to the financial market. So because of that zeal to actually learn, I kept on learning both from free lessons and paid lessons. The money I was able to make from trading indices, and raising small accounts, it could help me, start getting courses, little courses, or paying for boot camps, and just striving for knowledge. At the end of the day, just striving for knowledge, more knowledge, trying to shape my strategy, and seeing how I can better become a better trader, right? Fast forward to when I got to Pro Firms, having my first payout of $10,000. With that first payout, I now have the big capital. I can now trade, make profit. My life started changing. From me being that university student that was in a one room with a bed I took from my parents' house, and nothing, living in that one room, no carpet on the floor. The floor was very cold. There are times I'll take my gas, I'll put it down and on the gas just for the room to be hot. To that university student that had a carpet, bought a new bed, this good queen size bed with decorations, carving. I had my small fridge. I had my big 43-inch television, woofer set, PlayStation. I mean, life was good. I was able to afford anything I want to eat, and I was able to go now to the corners. At least I can buy fish proudly without any panic. I can decide to eat pork at any time. I mean, university students, you can relate with me. Those are some of the things that we face difficulty not actually having that funds. God does not give you. You heard my mom saying she will give me $10,000 10,000. Forgive me, I'm used to dollars now. But I mean, my mom used to give me like 10,000 francs, right? When with the 10,000 francs, you want buying a shoe, you want go buying a fish for 2.5. How would the 10,000 use sustain you? I mean, there are times now. My mom is in university now, actually graduating to become an ENS teacher, but there are times she calls me and be like, she's very sorry. Like, it is now that she understands that 10,000 she used to give me was too small some parents will not understand. There are some of our parents that they don't know. That's why there are times some people do some things in the university milieu. I really don't want to judge them. I don't judge people because it's not easy. It is not easy. And our parents are not even aware, right? Our parents are not aware of how difficult it is. They might give you 5,000, 10,000. Maybe if they knew how difficult it was, they could add that 10,000 to maybe 15,000 or 20,000. But they are not even aware. They feel like, okay, that 10,000 is enough. You get? They feel like that 10,000 is enough. So it is your place now to, try, to struggle, do the online registration. Ask yourself, what do I do? What do I do? Right? What do I do? There are students in the university, cooking, doing little businesses. Those are things you do to survive, right? Because your parents cannot afford to actually fund you to even just live averagely as a university student. Subsequent videos will be educational videos, lessons, one after another. But I feel like I had to start with my story. So you guys are able to relate. You're able to know where I came from. You're able to know that I did not come from a family where they gave me capital to trade with. I did not come from a family that everything was good. I struggled, right? I strived to survive. On my third year, that's my final year to get my degree. School was already very boring to me. Why? Because I was already making money. I had already bought my first property. I called my mom one day. I told her I have this amount of millions, and let's get something. Right? From university, I was able to relocate myself to Douala, get the house I live in today as we speak. I've been in Douala for 3 years. That's the house I got at the first time I came to Douala. That was the house I got into. So I've not actually changed. That's to tell you the standard, right? I came, got a very good studio, perfect, comfortable for me, equipped it, started trading at home. Why trading at home? Let me tell you guys how this academy came about, right? While trading at home, everything was going well, but I was very bored. Like getting up in the morning before 12 o'clock, maybe I've already traded over that day, I've already made profit. And being a disciplined trader, following my plan, I know when to start and I know when to stop. If I feel my target, either losses or profit, I'm done for the day. What do? I just sleep on my chair. Sleep, go up, sleep, calm down, watch movies. I get very tired. I'll stay 5 days at times in the house without even seeing how my front door looks like. You get? So after that, I said, okay, maybe I should start sensitization about forex trading. So I could have people around me also that do trading. I could, be able to relate. I could be able to go visit people around that are also traders. How you only relate with people that understand your language, right? And the people that understand my language were very few. Boris is in Limbe. Emma has gone to UK. Maxwell is in Bafusam, right? Gina back then, Gina was still in university, right? That's one of my friends. Gina was still in university. So it was very boring, like I was all alone. You know how it feels like to live alone, you get? So I was just like, okay, let me start sensitization on forex trading. So I picked my camera, I started doing some 1 or 2 videos. A lot of people are interested. A lot of people started knowing about FN FOREX. That's March last year, right? A lot of people started knowing, okay, there's this guy online talking about forex. He claims, that was how they used to say, he claims he makes his money as a forex trader. When I got my first car, that should be two years back, right? When I got my first car, okay, you know how these things are. You do a lot of big things behind, people will not see it, people will not acknowledge it. But when you buy a car, they'll start asking questions. What are you doing? Who are you? Right? So people started asking questions. Okay, I am a forex trader. Okay, can you teach us this forex? Okay, sensitization, forex. I started doing online. I started doing classes online. Yeah. I started doing classes online. Some people wanted to see me. Some people were complaining about online network. They don't understand online. Can we get an academy? Can we get an office? Then some people were saying that their parents, they don't believe in this thing. There's no office for it and stuff like that. A lot of people just wanted to see me, and because of security, I don't invite everybody to my house, right? So that was where the ideology of an academy even came in. Because personally for me, truth be told, my early dreams as a trader, I've never dreamt of opening an academy. My dreams as a trader has been to be a profitable trader, travel the world. That is it. Have my freedom. The academy only came in because of the requests I was getting. Same now, like we have the academy in Douala. I'm getting a lot of requests. Open an academy in Boya. Open an academy in Yaoundé. That was how this academy came in. People were requesting to see me. Can we see you? Is there like a physical location? And so on and so forth. So because of all that, that was how I decided to open this academy. That is still in November last year, right? So this November actually makes this academy 1 year, or let me say the birth of this academy 1 year. The academy started functioning in March this year, right? But this academy, the launching of this academy was like a birthday gift. That was one of my birthday. That was like one of my birthday gifts for last year, right? Today, the date of today is the 3rd of December. Last year, November, there was a video I did with the documents of this academy. So they actually approved. Government approval was around November, right? So that was the birth of this academy because of the request. And now we have the academy right here, FN FOREX Academy, and the future of this academy. What's the future of this academy? Personally, for me, what I'm looking to do is within the next 1-2 years, I will probably not be here, because my main dreams of becoming that profitable trader and traveling the world still stands. This academy was just, one of those ideas that just come in and you just fit in for the moment, right? So now with this academy, what is my aim with this academy? My aim for this academy, FN FOREX Academy as a whole, is to be able to empower 10,000 African youths. Be able to empower 10,000 African youths. That we should be able to have 10,000 profitable traders. If we're able to do that in Africa, if we are able to have 10,000 profitable traders in Africa, then the future of Africa is bright. For Cameroon, we need just 1,000. For Cameroon, we need just 1,000 profitable traders. If I can have 1,000 profitable traders, I'm good. Like, I'm good to continue with that, my dream of traveling the world. That 1,000 profitable traders are going to build. So we are just basically laying the foundation. Myself, every other trader we have out there, Marathon, Borado FX, Camille Forex, to name a few, we are basically just laying foundation, right? And laying this foundation, if we're able to get 1,000 profitable traders, they will build a mansion, right? And for Africa, 10,000 profitable traders. So this YouTube channel, this YouTube channel here is basically to empower. This YouTube is to give out valuable knowledge, to give out valuable lessons, right? This YouTube is to help me push faster towards achieving that my 10,000 profitable traders across Africa. You get? That is where this YouTube come in. So YouTube is part of the plan. So when I talk about 10,000 profitable traders or 1,000 profitable traders, I'm not talking about my students. I'm not talking about people who come and pay me mentorship. I don't know how, but anyhow, I want to get 10,000 profitable traders. Either it's from consuming the YouTube lessons which I will be dropping, or be dropping valuable lessons like everything you need to know. So if you're watching this video now, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and get ready to consume. Get ready to be part of that 10,000 profitable traders in the nearest future. When I talk about in the nearest future, we are talking about in the next 1 or 2 years time. right? So, guys, let's get active. You can become FN Forex from nothing. I've already traveled to 3 countries this year, right? Next year, I'm planning on traveling to more countries. October, I got my dream car in October. Those were all, just dreams. Those were all just dreams. That particular GLE I got, if you look at my gallery 2 years, 3 years back, you see pictures of that particular car, right? It was a dream. I see the car, I like it, I screenshot. Me traveling to Dubai, traveling to Turkey, traveling to Malaysia this year, it was all dreams of, traveling. At the end of the day, I find myself flying, going and coming back. Some people are shocked, like, why will you go and come back? Because I'm comfortable being an African. I'm comfortable in Africa. I'm comfortable in Cameroon. Because trading has no boundaries. Your location does not matter. While I was in Malaysia, I'll trade. While I was in Turkey, I'll trade. While I'm in Dubai, I'll trade. And I'll still make money. And I'll have that freedom to do whatsoever I want to do. Whenever I want to do it. You get? That's what we call freedom. Doing whatsoever you want to do, whenever you want to do, without any limitations of funds. I mean, though we could have limitations of funds, and whether whenever I go to Dubai, go make 1 month, I've just made 10 days and I'm coming back because I have a spending limit, right? But at least I'm able to afford 10 days. I mean, not just a normal 10 days in Dubai, but 10 days of luxury in Dubai. You get? So all of these were all dreams. And I can tell you for a fact that if I'm able to do it, you are able to do it. All you have to do is to be dedicated, get ready to learn, consume, learn from your mistakes, and the rest is going to be history, right? So, thank you guys for watching to this level. Basically, I've covered everything. My mom has covered a lot. I really thank her for that. That's my role model. I mean, my mentor. So, subsequent videos, we are getting into lessons. So, like I said, please click the thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's get ready to dive into this journey together. As I hold your hands as a mentor. Even if you don't have my personal number, if you don't have my personal contact, my Telegram link is right below. Just click my Telegram link, join my channel. Everybody in that channel is my family. Everybody in that channel is my community, is my mentees. I'll give you the follow-up. I'll make sure that you get to that profitability. And of course, our support team is always there if I'm not available to assist you at any time. So, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys as we dive into class. See you guys as we get into real lessons. Peace out.